So now I'm going to show you how to install some serious hardware, and we're going to start with a line 24 snap. A line 24 snap has two sides and it comes in 4 pieces. There's the cap, the socket, the eyelet, and the stud. And these two go together, and those are the receiving end of the snap, and these two go together, and this is the part that snaps into the receiving end. We're going to be working only with the part that snaps into the receiving end to install into the side panels, and then we'll work with the other part of the snap later. So I'm going to go ahead and move that aside. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab my leather snap tab, which I've labeled because I don't want to lose my pieces. So I'm going to thread the eyelet into the wrong side of the snap tab leather, just like that, with the post sticking above the leather like that. And then I'm going to take the stud and put that on top so I can see the post of the eyelet coming up through the center of the stud. So when you're setting hardware, a stable surface will make or break whether you can set your hardware really well. And we're always looking for really strong set hardware. Now, when we're sewing at home in our studios, we're sewing on a table that might actually have a little too much bounce for setting hardware, even though I'm on a hard surface. So if you're finding that as we set hardware throughout this project that you're not getting that nice set that you see me getting, then just set that hardware on the ground. Whether you're working with a piece of stone or just our dot anvil on your table, let's just set it really strongly, okay? So since I have this nice piece of quartz, I'm going to move my dot anvil out of the way, and I'm just going to use this right here. And I have my line 24 snap setter here, and it's got a little piece here that protrudes, and that's just going to sit into the center here, and you'll really feel that kind of seat into place, okay? Now I'm going to hold that in place, and I'm going to take my mallet, and I'm just going to give that some hits, some medium strikes. It's going to be about 2 to 4 strikes. Now, the most important thing when I'm setting my hardware is I was trying to be really careful that I was holding my setter really vertically aligned on top of the snap. And I also have a non-rubber mallet, really, that's going to get you a better set, okay? So we have the stud here, and we also can see that the post in the center of the eyelet, which was this piece here, is now mushroomed out around and really securing the stud and the eyelet together with this piece of leather here sandwiched in between. So you see that nice and flush. And then you also can tell if you just give it a little push or tug that nothing is loose and nothing can move around. So that's a nicely set snap right there. Now, if you go in to hit it and it doesn't look good, then you could just set it a few more times. We're going to be installing the snaps on the roll top strap. These parts are the snaps that are going to eventually snap into the tabs on the side of the bag. This technique is really similar to what we previously did when we installed the other side of the snap. So I'm going to grab my cap right here and feed it into the leather from the right side. Flip it over. I'm going to grab my dot anvil with a concave side. So that's the only major difference between setting this side of the snap and the other one, because we want to make sure that the concave side is face up so that it can receive the convex side of the cap and we don't smash it when we're setting it. So I'm going to go ahead and place this part face down on top of the anvil and then grab the socket and place that on top. Now I'm going to hold this strap on to stabilize it on top of the dot anvil. And then I'm going to grab my line 24 snap setter and place that on top too. Now remember to vertically align this. And just an extra note here, it's going to feel a little bit slippery, like it's going to want to move around on the dot anvil. So you can hold the leather and just get some pressure on that too. Okay, and once everything's set up, go ahead and whack it with the mallet and set it. All right, so let's check if this is actually set. And it is, and the reason that I know that is what I'm really looking for is that center part. It should really be mushrooming over onto the cap right in there so that we get a really nice strong set. And I can even pull these and touch them and try to rotate them. And I'm really looking for no movement there to make sure that that part of the snap is really on this strap. Right, so now we have our snaps installed in our roll top strap.